Japan, the land of the rising sun, sushi, samurai, and Christians? The Japanese expulsion of Christianity, on Moments in Minutes. Japan had its first taste of Christianity in the 16th century, as Portuguese traders began arriving with Christian missionaries around 1543. By this time, Shinto and Buddhism were the two main religions in Japan, with both having roots that extended back to the 6th century. Therefore, in order for Christianity to gain a foothold in Japan, it would need the support of Japan's elite, and its success was intimately tied to three great military leaders: Nobunaga Oda, Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and Ieyasu Tokugawa. Oda, a staunch opponent of Buddhism, allowed Christianity to flourish under his rule. Seeing Buddhists as political threats, Oda severely oppressed Buddhist monks and lay people, particularly in the Mount Hiei massacre of 1571, where he put to death everyone on the mountain suspected of practicing the religion. For Oda, Christianity may have been a check against the rise of Buddhism. Oda's successor, Toyotomi, reversed this policy. Although it is believed that Toyotomi wanted absolute authority and obedience in his bid to create a centralized state, for reasons historically unknown, he issued an order expelling Catholic priests in 1587. In reality, this was not enforced, and the church continued to thrive, whilst Portuguese trade also increased. Beginning in Toyotomi's reign, many of the Japanese elite were beginning to convert to Christianity. Between 1553 and 1620, 86 daimyos, or feudal lords, were officially baptized, and many of the Japanese elite were sympathetic to the Christian cause. The next ruler, Ieyasu Tokugawa, carried the threat of persecution out to the letter. Influenced by Buddhist piety, Tokugawa proscribed Christianity in 1614, physically deporting foreign missionaries and Japanese Christians. However, there was resistance to these policies. Tokugawa used the Shimabara revolt of 1637-1638 by Japanese Christians in Kyushu as grounds for abolishing Christianity from Japan. In 1639, he issued a general final expulsion order, which also prohibited trade with Portugal. As Japan became more centralized and unified, Christianity was driven underground, where it survived as a secret tradition in small numbers of families. Expelling the Christians from Japan may have been a decisive moment in world history. Had Ieyasu Tokugawa not expelled the Christians, it is quite likely that Christianity would have flourished to the point where the political landscape of Japan would have changed drastically. With an ever-increasing number of daimyos converting to the church, it is quite likely that a Catholic leader or shogun would have emerged as the ruler of Japan. With a Catholic ruler in place, international relations may have improved, especially with other Catholic European powers. For example, allegiance to the Pope could have paved the way for closer ties with France and Spain. This alliance could have had a major impact on the early modern period. If Japan, for instance, had sided with France and Spain against Britain during the 7 Years' War, the outcome of that event may have been quite different. Britain and her allies would possibly have been defeated, leaving the colonization of North America extremely difficult and possibly allowing France to create a North American empire. It is also feasible that had this occurred, the modernization of Japan would have occurred 1 or 2 centuries before the Meiji Restoration, significantly altering the world we now live in. Thank you so much for your time today. Moments in Minutes is a channel dedicated to making history more accessible to you, the modern day scholar. We give you the what and the how, and more importantly, the why of history. why it matters and why it's important to you. If you have any historical events that you would like me to cover in future videos, please leave a comment in the section below. And don't forget to subscribe to Moments in Minutes, creating history